it felt like we got the band back. It felt like, okay, this is My Chemical Romance.
Right, Ray. Hello. How are you?
Oh, good.
I was wondering, what was the first thing you bought for yourself? Was it a comic book or a CD? Out of those two things.
Out of those two things, CD.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because when was this?
Trying to think. Probably when I was in junior high school. So maybe like 14 or 15.
Do you remember what CD this was?
It might have been. Oh, it might have been Pantera, Cowboys from Hell.
Really?
I think that was the first CD I bought.
Why that one?
Well, around like junior high, that's when I was really into metal. So what I was listening to at that point was like Metallica, Megadeth, and I remember my friend Philippe showing me this band Pantera, and I fell in love with it. So. Yeah.
And were you a comic book fan when you were young?
I was, not as big as the other guys. Actually, it's weird how I got into comics. It's one of those things, you have friends who are into it, and my friends George and Sean from back home, they always used to go to this local comic shop, and I just go in and hang out and just kind of look at everything and pick up a few here and there. One of the things that I started doing was my favorite covers, I would like redraw them in pencil and kind of do like these different renditions, and then I would take them to the comic book shop and they would hang them on the wall. So that was actually cool for me. So I actually didn't buy a lot. My uncle, one of my uncles had a whole bunch of comic books in his storage, and then he gave them to me. So that's actually how I got most of my comics, is when he gave me those.
But it was mostly about the art, maybe.
What's it?
It was mostly about the art of the comic books.
Yeah,
because I also read that you don't like to read very much. So.
Yeah. I definitely was more into the covers. One of my favorite covers is I think it's Wolverine issue 1. It's it's his old he's in this purple costume, and that was one of my favorite ones. It's just a close up of him. He's holding up the claw. And so I drew that, which was really cool. So I was definitely more, I think, looking at them than reading, because I have a very short attention span. I can only read for so long before my eyes start getting tired. So.
And so the other guys in the band are more into comic books?
I think so. Definitely like Gerard, Mikey, and Frank. Whenever we're on tour, there's it's funny, the bunks that we're in, there's not a lot of room to sleep in them. They're pretty confined. And when you look in those guys' bunks, especially when we're in the U.S. and out for a longer run, they'll have like a stack of like maybe 5 or 6 books here, and then CDs, and then movies. And I actually don't even know how they sleep in the bunks, because they have so much stuff inside. It looks like they have like their own little store or something, or flea market that they're setting up in their bunk.
And when you first met, I guess it was college, right?
Yeah,
high school.
When I met. College, when I met, well, actually, like right out of high school, actually. So probably like around 18 or 19 is when I first met Gerard and Mikey. It was cool. We all had mutual friends. We were all into the same stuff, and kind of into similar music. Into comic books, and it's cool. We kept in touch. We weren't like very, very close friends, but we'd always run into each other like at the diner. There were a couple diners in Jersey where everyone would meet up. Either after school, after class, or after a show or something. So everybody was always kind of running into each other, and it was cool. Like we all kept in touch, and when Gerard had given me a call to try out for the band. They needed a guitar player. He had given me a call, and I hadn't seen him actually in a couple of years. So I was surprised to hear from him. But and then that's how it all started. I don't know. This is what he says. He said I was the best guitar player he knew, which that's really nice of him to say. He said I was the best guy in Jersey. So,
yeah.
Thank God he gave me a call.